Welcome back to the Anti-Violence Project. You can find all content and extended content on 4stateshomepage.com. That's 4stateshomepage.com. We've got community members right here in our own backyard educating us, not just to prevent, but also, again, to educate about what takes place when it comes to our own community and our own streets and what's happening. Jacob Hefner with Ozark Center. How are you, Jacob?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Howard.
We appreciate you coming in and being a part of the Anti-Violence Project.
Well, I appreciate the invite.
Ozark Center plays a huge part when it comes to that subject right here in our community. Before we get any further, tell us a little bit about what Ozark Center is all about.
Okay, yeah, Ozark Center is, we're a mental health provider in the area, part of Freeman Health System, and we just cover an incredible range of mental health services from the littlest of children all the way to older adults. We have inpatient care, outpatient care. We do work in the community, case management, psychiatric services, and then just general therapy. And I could go on and on.
Sure.
But if there's a mental health need, as a general rule, Ozark Center has a program that will be able to pair well with that need.
Yeah. When it comes to violence, whether it be domestic violence or violent crime, mental health plays a big part in that, yeah?
It does. It does. We just know that you know, a lot of violence, domestic violence or any other type of violence, it involves loss of power and control. And when we look at an experience of trauma and anxiety, all trauma involves loss of power and control. So when you see that power and control dynamic, it has heavy influence in an individual's mental health.
Well, we're living in a world with a pandemic, and that can provide a lot of opportunity for anxiety. What have you guys been seeing in regards to that?
Yeah, this has been quite the year, Howie. You know, 2020 will be a year for the record books on that. But, you know, the pandemic is, when we look at maybe, I guess, in the context of trauma, it's more of this sustained just change with the pandemic. We've changed our lifestyles. We've changed how we just interact with other individuals with this physical distancing and limited relationships. School's changed, work's changed. You know, we're in an election year, the economy's changed in this election. Just a ton of stressors overall, and they've been sustained since, you know, early March. And so I think sometimes we just get tired, and as we get tired, we start to see an increase in mental health issues. So we are seeing an increase in domestic violence. We're seeing an increase in substance use treatment. I think right now it's about a 13% increase in substance use since COVID has happened. A lot of the reports revolve more around anxiety and depression.
Have you seen the number of calls rise during this time?
Yeah, we're seeing a pretty significant rise in individuals in our community that got to a place where they're willing to ask for help, and that's a great thing for us. And so just as a system, we're just continuing to gear up and prepare for how do we help individuals. You know, a lot of it's revolving around the anxiety, depression, difficulty sleeping, kind of the general mental health symptoms that I think we all deal with from time to time. But as it's sustained, we finally get to a place where we say, you know what, maybe it would be okay for me to ask somebody else for help. And so we're just seeing that artifact overall as a center.
That's a tough thing to do, isn't it? To cross that boundary to actually reach out and get help, isn't it?
That's exactly it. As mental health providers, one thing that we just always want people to recognize, preventative maintenance is critical. And so knowing where your limit is and being willing to ask for help before it's too late is a huge thing. So we think that it's an incredibly healthy sign of our community that we're able to ask for that help.
Absolutely. If somebody is watching and they're dealing with some of these things, this may be their chance to reach out and say it's okay to reach out. How do they do that?
So they can do that in multiple ways. They can call us, and any of our numbers, we'll be able to get them to somebody that'll talk to them about a walk-in process. Right now we have a lot of telehealth options that typically wouldn't have been an option, and so sometimes it's just a matter of, if you'll make the phone call, we'll take it from there through any of our numbers. 347-7600's our main line, but getting to any of our locations, calling any of our numbers, and we'll just walk you through the process.
That is amazing. And I got to tell you, if you are watching and that happens to be going on in your life, feel free to reach out, because at the end of the day, we all need it sometimes, don't we?
Yes,
because
absolutely.
Life happens, doesn't it?
That's right. That's right. It does.
And there's always somebody to help. Ozark Center, Jacob Hefner, thank you so much for being a part of the Anti-Violence Project. You're part of what makes this community great, and getting information into the right hands. That's what this is really all about. Again, you can find all extended content and content at 4stateshomepage.com. That's 4stateshomepage.com.
Thank you so much for joining us back with the Anti-Violence Project, joined by Aubrey Doss. Now, this is an exciting program that I don't know if a lot of people know about, but it's through the Ozark Center, and we're going to talk about Will's Place. So far, we've talked about a lot of mental health issues, which mental health is health, like Lisa was talking about earlier. We want to know how this is affecting our young people, our children, because we know our parents are definitely being affected by COVID-19, the demands of going back to school, whatever that might look like. There's even some economic crunches folks are going through. So what is Will's Place, and how does that help our young people, Aubrey?
Will's Place is a community mental health center. We treat youth as young as 1 all the way up to 25.
Okay.
Really, the most of our age group is like 1 to 18, 2 to 18. And we just provide a multitude of different mental health services.
So let me ask you this, knowing that those services are available as a young person, man, there's so many different things that go on, I can't even imagine. But what do we look for? Are there symptoms or signs that we can look for in our young people for maybe a referral? So we say, hey, maybe Will's Place might be a good place for you to talk to someone.
Right.
Or if we're that young person, tell me what some of the things are, and I may know, oh, that's me.
Right.
And I'll know I need to talk to somebody at Will's Place.
Yeah, so youth are so difficult because they are going through so many things and so many changes. Sometimes I think as parents we think it's just a phase.
Sure.
And so
we've said that a couple times, right?
It's just a phase. They'll get over it. Well, I am really strongly, as a parent, look for things that are just really different. So like, for example, if you have a youth that is really outgoing and all of a sudden they're really withdrawn and isolating, that's different, and it doesn't go away. If they don't replace their favorite hobbies because they're like, oh, I'm not into basketball anymore, and they just don't replace it with any other interest, that can be difficult. Sudden, like big changes in mood, so either really, really hyper or really, really down, really, really angry. Those can be signs of a lot of different things. Sleep troubles, like so if you're really struggling falling asleep, staying asleep, all of those things, nightmares. And a lot of people don't think about this, but difficulty concentrating can be a really big sign of a lot of different mental health, because maybe I have too much else going on, so I'm really struggling.
Hard to focus in, sure.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. I can tell you right now, there's somebody sitting out there right now that's watching this that's going, that's me. I know that at least 2 of those are affecting me. 1 of those are affecting me. So let me ask you, as a young person, it's got to be somewhat difficult and scary to talk to someone about these issues. How do you guys make it so available to be able to do that at Will's Place?
So we have a really unique situation in which we have open access. So like, we have a walk-in clinic. So if you are really struggling, you can come in same day and have an intake.
Oh,
and so
wow.
then you're talking to a mental health professional and you're saying, hey, these are the things that are going on with me. And they can tell you, like, yeah, like, we think a therapist would be helpful. Here are some of your options.
Very good, very good. Well, give us a little information about Will's Place. Phone number, Facebook, how can we get a hold of it?
So Will's Place, it's easiest probably to get a hold of us at our main number, which is 417-347-7580.
Perfect, we'll do that. And I'm going to let you know, there are a lot of things as parents, again, that we can continue to do to help our children with their mental health. We're going to talk more about that in our extended content with Aubrey Doss, and I'm so glad that you stopped by. Thank you so much. Will's Place from the Ozark Center. You can find all that content and more at 4stateshomepage.com.